Minority parties in the City of Johannesburg have confirmed that they will be bringing a motion of no confidence against the city's mayor, Dr Mpho Phalatse. The parties, which include COPE, PAC, the ATM, AIC, Good and Jamah, are accusing Phalatse of colluding with ousted Speaker Vasco Da Gama to conceal reports and protect corrupt individuals. Mbali Thethani is following developments there for us, and she was there at that briefing. She joins us now for a debrief, if you will. So Mbali, we heard from COPE's Colleen Makubele, who gave reasons why they called this press conference, and she also spoke about intimidation from the DA. What is that all about?
That's absolutely right, Judy. Of course, we saw just earlier on that press briefing that was called by the chair of chairs. And of course, some saying that she's also the acting speaker, but the DA says that she is indeed not the acting speaker of council. But you would know that since the ousting of Vasco Da Gama, there has been some sort of tussle and, of course, problems in the city of Johannesburg when it comes to exactly who forms part of that multi-party coalition. And, of course, we saw those in the multi-party coalition, which is indeed COPE, the likes of ACDP, as well as the UIM and the ATM, voting with the ANC as well as the EFF and council. So that brought in a lot of problems for the DA, of course. So we know that they did indeed have Vasco Da Gama as their speaker. He has since been thrown out of that position. But it was quite, something to look into when you look at how the smaller parties saying that they have been treated by the DA government and saying that they have been harassed and intimidated for the position that they took last week when they voted in council. Let's take a listen to what Colleen Makubele had to say.
Of course, this is their opinion. It's a legal opinion. It can be challenged because, as always, DA rules by intimidation, by bullying, through legal instruments and through legal opinions. And that's how this city has been run up until now. But as a start, I want to really say, as women, we have been silenced for too long. And we also have been silent for too long. And we will not be silenced by legal opinions and legal letters. Women have earned the right to have a voice in the running of this council and in the running of this nation. We have fought besides men. We have fought in the streets campaigning to be councillors, and we have fought to be elected in the positions where we sit, myself as the chair of chairs and other women here sitting in their positions as chairpersons. And for that reason, we will not allow the DA to dictate to us how we conduct ourselves and discharge of our duties when we are in council in the positions that we have been duly elected to operate.
Of course, that is Colleen Makubele. She is the chair of chairs in the City of Johannesburg, but at the same time a member of COPE and those who voted for Vasco Da Gama to be removed from his position. But of course, they are saying that it will not end there, Dudu. They are now saying that they'll also bring in another motion soon, and this is a motion that will be brought forward by the AIC. And they are saying that they also want Mpho Phalatse, the mayor of the City of Johannesburg, to be removed from her position. Let's take a listen to Thapelo Ahmed, who had to talk more to the issues around Mpho Phalatse.
Let me not be ashamed to also tell the public that we are moving forward with the struggle, and we are also bringing a vote of no confidence against the executive mayor, Mpho Phalatse, who has failed to serve the people, the residents. Media knows that she made commitments as well to the residents of Soweto, and she failed to appear. She made excuses that she was sick while she was outside the country somewhere. So we know about these things, and this is not personal, but we understand that we are in the battlefield. We are not here by virtue of employment, but we are here to make it the point that we hold upon our fiduciary duty as councillors. So the main issue that upset us as the minority parties, particularly in the City of Johannesburg, is that there wasn't a separation of power between executive and legislature. So Mpho Phalatse, who is the executive mayor, and the former speaker Vasco Da Gama colluded on concealing the reports of fraud, corruption, maladministration that Mayor Mashaba, who was the DA mayor at the time, operationalized and capacitated the function of forensic and investigation.
But do we also know that just last week, coming out from the City of Johannesburg, we then saw the DA accusing the ANC and some of those in those smaller parties for bribery. And just this morning, we saw a number of those in the multi-party coalition being led by the DA going to the Hillbrow, a police station, to go and lay charges. But one thing that I also questioned, Colleen, is indeed the issues around COPE and whether if this directive to vote with smaller parties and council last week to remove Vasco Da Gama, if whether she communicated this to her party and if whether she is acting in the interest of her party. Let's take a listen to what the spokesperson, suspended spokesperson of COPE, said earlier on when it comes to whether this was a directive from COPE to indeed vote with smaller parties.
I must put the record straight from our side, from the Congress of the People side. What Colleen Makubele have done on Thursday was not a mandate from the Congress of the People. I want to put it very clear and straight. She was doing a thing independently. But we are, as a party, we are busy in meetings. As this thing, Soli and them were here. I am from a meeting, and we have just adjourned the meeting for me to be here, so that we are busy dealing with the situation of Colleen.
Thank you very much, Mbali Thethani.